So here we are with another progress update on the Torana. So it's been another good productive week. Today is Wednesday night and I've done a couple of good nights work on this. So I decided to give it a break on the angle grinding and the welding this week. Couple of reasons. I'm actually still waiting on that back panel to come in, but that should be in here this week. And it's also getting a little bit loud with all the welding of a night time and all the mainly the grinding actually. So I thought I would give that a break for a couple of days. So what I ended up doing is I gutted the interior on the Sunday, and what I found when I was pulling the headlining out was there was actually rust all through the inner skin of the roof. It was actually quite bad. So what I did on the Monday night, I got a wire wheel. I got loads of different wire wheel sizes, you know, and they've been really handy actually. So I got rid of all of the loose stuff that I could access. I then treated it with the rust killer, and then I force dried the rust killer actually, and then I put some spray on body deadener, as you can see there. I just pumped nearly a full litre of spray on body deadener, and then what I did around it, so I only really wanted the body deadener over the skin of the panel itself. I didn't want it around here, and that's why I actually mixed up some good 2-pack primer that's going to sort of stick well and last, and I put that around the edges. That's why you can see the little bit of grey primer around the edges. And a part of that is that I don't want that thick body deadener to sort of gunk up all these holes, because we do have screw holes here, there, and for various different things. And when I did like a short video on TikTok, I actually had somebody leave a comment and tell me about this other rust converter. So it's been getting some good reviews. I actually just got this one from Bunnings, so nice and easy to come by. It didn't break the bank. One of these cans here was $20, so definitely not too expensive. I got 2 of these cans. I actually ended up getting a 1 litre as well that I thought I could either use in a spray gun. Who knows if I'm going to need it, but I've got it there anyway. But I did actually like the fact that this one here has got that nozzle on it. So what I did is after I got the deadener up here, I went inside to all the bits that I couldn't get to, like the white knight. I could only get really that on most of the accessible stuff. I couldn't really get it up inside all of these nooks and crannies. That's why I got that aerosol can, and I just that's this funny color that you see around there. And yeah, fingers crossed that that's going to stop that rust for a few more years to come. And I can definitely tell the difference in the noise deadening, you know. So that's the roof, and then this is the floor. So, you know, it's still better than nothing because that's the spray-on deadener, but I was reading the box. So this is what I got. I actually got 3 of these. It's called Underdog. And I was reading the box and it said not to use it on inside, like panels that are upright like that, because possibly could drop down. So that's why I just went for the spray-on one. If I was not happy with that, I'd probably just put another coat of the spray-on body deadener, which again is cheap. It's only $20 for a can, so you'd just pump another one up there, which I'm not going to bother doing. So that was Monday night. Tuesday night, I treated the floor. It was pretty much the same type thing as the roof, maybe a little bit worse, like it was a little bit more pitted, but it wasn't bad enough to need to weld any sections up. There was like a couple of spots around the front where I had to redo the seam sealer over the years that had just sort of came loose, and rust had actually got in between some of those seals, in between some of those seams. So I did re-seam seal a couple of spots here and there. But first I did a good rust treatment, and then same thing, I actually went over all of that with the spray on body deadener as well and let that cure overnight. And then tonight was when I put this sound deadening on. So it was actually pretty damn cheap. I think it was on special. I think full price for this Underdog soundproofing was like $60, and I got it for $44. That's for one of the boxes. So I got 3 boxes, and to do the inside of the cabin of the car, I used probably 1.5. So I've got you know, the same amount of this again, but I am going to do the boot, including the floor and the insides of the quarter panels, and I'm actually going to do inside the doors with whatever is left over. Because yeah, like inside the doors definitely will make a difference to the noise in the cabin. And you know, this is a car that I'm going to be driving my missus around in. So I would like it to be a car that she enjoys being in, you know, like a nice smooth ride, I guess. Definitely is adding a few kilograms to the weight of the vehicle, but I think worth it. I'm not looking for high performance out of this car. I mean, one day down the track I may end up doing a little bit of work to the engine, but for now I just want to get it back on the road. Obviously I did a bit of masking there. That can probably come off now, and sooner or later I'm going to get around to painting this. Now this you do see around here, but it's going to need the same thing. It's going to need sanding back, treating the rust, and painting it. I'm going to paint the top section of the dash as well. I'm going to paint all of the dash, the rest of the dash too. I think I'll keep that silver. I think that kind of looks pretty neat. I don't know, give us any ideas, any constructive criticism or ideas on the project. Be sure to let us know in the comment section down below. I think I might actually ditch this steering wheel. It's too small. Like when you're sitting there, you can't actually properly see the instrument cluster there. So I might ditch this one and go with a more original one. But for now, I need to pay that credit card off. It's actually getting quite expensive. I've already spent about $7,000 on it. But to be fair, part of that has been things like the welder and, you know, tools that I do get to keep. So, you know, it's definitely not the end of the world, but I'm making good progress. I'm happy at the moment, and I'm happy to be out here. It doesn't feel like hard work or anything like that. It's just and I guess specifically this stage here, it's something that you can sort of stand back and you can be like, you know what? I'm actually making progress, you know, and that's just specifically the inside, the part that nobody's ever going to see apart from now when everything's out. But for me, I can really say that I'm making progress. I'm actually thinking of putting an air conditioner in as well. I've been reading up about them, and supposedly they're not as bad as what they used to be. Putting an air conditioner like the modern day condensers, and they don't take as much power away from your engine as what they used to. So again, it'll be another nice little upgrade to make the car a little bit nicer to drive. Apart from that, yeah, a big part of this the job is sort of cleaning up after yourself after every night. So that's about what I've got to do now. Looking forward to getting that back panel coming in. There was a section here that I just ended up cutting out, and I'll just make up a patch myself just out of the old door. So the old door from this side, I just started cutting it up, and yeah, so the cool thing about that is that, you know, it's being recycled. The old car is going back into itself. So one thing that I do like about working with metal is that it can be relatively forgiving, I guess, you know, like if you do a bad weld, you're only a grind away from a good one, you know, and you can, let's just say you do a little bit more of a cut. Let's just say like you cut a little bit too far like that. You can just zip it up with the welder, you know. So I'm definitely not trying to make out as if I'm the best at this, but I'm pretty happy with the work that I can do. And like I made a Instagram post, and I said, you know, like it's okay to be okay at things. You know, we don't all have to be the best at everything. I think it's okay to just be all right at something. You know, like we don't all. I know like the people that get really popular and the ones that get the sort of millions of followers and that, and like they're going to be the best in their field, but not everyone can be the best at everything, you know. Like I'd say I'm definitely above average on the spray painting side of things, but it's unrealistic to expect me to be above average on everything, you know. So it is what it is. And look, I think, as I say, like I do okay, and I think that's okay. Like considering like there was nothing left here, you know, it was basically just big holes, you know. You go and buy yourself a rust repair section and weld it in. Like that might not be quite perfect, but I reckon I did okay for a spray painter. I've gone and done the other side too. And as I say, just chipping away bit by bit. But yeah, that's about it for this update there, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Yeah, if you'd like to support the show, go check out the link in the description. There is lots of merchandise and Yeah, until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.